Jianxin is amazing. She can provide a Geiger shield for your team, heal your active character, and even control crowds of enemies, all while dealing some serious damage. So, let's dive into this showcase and go over her requirements and combos to make her invincible and a true team carrier. If you haven't gotten her yet and are looking for a 4-star alternative, Chai is your best bet. She's the closest you can get to a sustain and carry character. To make the most of Jianxin's playstyle, there are a few tricks and timing you need to know. You'll spend about 3 to 4 seconds standing still, building your shield and dealing damage. To reach this stage, you'll need to use a mix of normal, heavy, and resonance skill attacks. In most fights, you should use her resonance skill as soon as possible to build her chi, which is her forte. If dodging is tough for you, hold her skill while the enemy attacks since she won't take any damage. This is super useful when you're being attacked from multiple directions. When you have around 80% or more of her chi, try not to use her skill unless it's absolutely necessary to mitigate damage. It has a long cooldown, so it's best to use after her forte is spent. Against enemies that can one-shot you or have large AoE attacks, match their attack with her skill instead of using it immediately. Once your chi is full, you're ready for the fun part. Hold the heavy attack, and Jianxin will start airbending. While she's airbending, her chi will begin to deplete, and she'll deal moderate AoE damage with big impacts every time she reaches a new stage. During airbending, she has increased interruption resistance, and each new stage provides a stackable shield. To get a maximum shield, you need a bit of tech and skill. The best echo skill for Jianxin is the zigzag. This echo is a summon, so you won't transform into it, and it creates a stagnation field, making enemies unable to move. Combining this with her airbending guarantees maximum shield because enemies can't attack you. The timing takes practice. The best time to start her airbending is right after the enemy finishes an attack. Dodge, then start holding the heavy attack. Once Jianxin begins her airbending animation, use zigzag to keep enemies stagnant in her AoE. Alternatively, you can use zigzag just before starting airbending, depending on the situation. When Jianxin's shield is up, she'll also heal your active character significantly. One thing to note is that her serration is expensive. It's best to use it before your skill and forte to build it quickly. Only use it after her skill if you have her S4. For her weapon, I'm using the stone gauntlets from the battle pass at R2 because of the Konya bonus. This weapon is perfect due to its crit rate and echo setup. Echoes play a crucial role in how you want to play Jianxin. The most important is the zigzag, as I mentioned earlier. I'm using a 5-piece Looney Tunes set because her kit scales with attack, providing the maximum shield. The issue with Jianxin is her expensive burst. To address this, I'm using an ER3 cost echo, which is better than a 2-piece attack and 2-piece bonus setup since you only get a 10% bonus from the bonus. A crit rate full cost echo is essential for the early build. This will transition into a crit damage piece when I have enough crit rate from substats, then attack percent on the rest of the 3 echoes.